When scales are in your eyes, you cannot see until those scales fall off. Sometimes your eyes is good, but there is no light or very small light. You are like the man that Jesus opened his eyes. He put his hands on his eyes and prayed for him and asked him, "Doth you see aught?" He told him, "I see men like trees." Jesus called him, "Come here," and ministered to him again. And that is why in the matter of sight, you will keep submitting yourself to the ministrations of God until your sight become better. Many of us see, but it is to a very low degree. Do you know the cry of Paul in the book of Romans chapter 9? That the children of Israel is blind. And he is watching the Gentiles, the nations, they are coming and they are grabbing the blessing and inheritance of God. And the people from whom the things sprang up from are blinded that they could not see it. And he is burdened. He said, "It's even better for me to be accursed so that my people can be brought in." It is never possible for a man to participate in the purpose of God without seeing first. You can even participate only to the measure that you are seeing. To be born again can be counted as a miracle of sight. If somebody is carrying some of this alcohol that they put in bottles that the color looks as if is fine, and then he carries one big Igbo or whatever, and women, and he's now flexing it and he's telling you that they are enjoying life. You now, where you are now, when you look at the person, how would you see it? You will pity the person. Guess what? From where the person is, you will think that you are the one losing about. That's the thing about being blind spiritually. You will think that the other person is the one blind. Many of you, your blindness is so, and you are zealously blind. That's the case of the Jews. They are so zealously blind and committed to blindness. And the problem is that in that their sphere, they are the leader. That's what the Bible meant by blind men, leading blind men. Their destination is the pit. If you see some of them committed and teaching it, even fighting for it, fighting for death, for blindness. At that rate, God cannot do anything for you. Even if Jesus appears to you physically like this, you will call him an apparition. Jesus walked with people and they called him Beelzebub. Nothing that they will call you or say now, be happy. It has not reached half of what they call Jesus. At least they have not called me Satan, but they call Jesus the prince of devils, Beelzebub. Looked at the apostles on the day of Pentecost and said that they are drunk with wine early morning, that they are mad. If you doubt that whether what we are doing is true, just come and see. There are some of us, it's not as if we don't want to become better, but the things we are fellowshipping with are simply not light. There are still scales that need to fall off from our eyes. If it is prayer that can work in your heart, you have to see prayer as the Lord is seeing it, as an instrument with which God can work in your heart. If you see prayer only as something that can solve your need, prayer can solve your need. But if you see it as only something that can solve your need, there is no transformation around it.